God didn't make no those, they're all self-made.
Tonight, breaking news out of McDuffie County at 7 o'clock. The mayor of Thomson facing charges after being arrested this afternoon.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a Georgia mayor who has been caught up in a smuggling alcohol to inmates scheme, and the way he gets arrested is hilarious. But before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel. It would help a lot. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Thank you. I can't even imagine what this guy was thinking before he even committed this kind of crime. Who even gets into a situation where you smuggle alcohol or anything to inmates, especially if you're in a government position like a mayor? Like, why waste your time? What did you get into, my guy? There has to be some crazy conspiracy theory or
It's a conspiracy, man!
a reason to do this. There's no way this is just a random coincidence of him smuggling or trying to smuggle alcohol to inmates. So let's get into the deeper parts of the story. Thomson Mayor of Georgia, Benji Cary Cranford, was indicted on Wednesday and arrested by Georgia Bureau of Investigation agents, also known as GBI. He faces felony charges of furnishing prohibited items to inmates and attempting to commit a felony. The indictment issued Wednesday in McDuffie County Superior Court says that the 52-year-old Cranford drove to a store on June 3rd, bought a bottle of Seagram's extra dry gin and left it in a ditch along Georgia 150 in Thomson in the path of a work crew of state prisoners. So he basically bought the gin, drove to a spot, put the gin in the ditch, and was hoping that when the prisoners walk by or like go by, they'll see it, I guess. I don't know what made him think that was a good idea. I don't know what he was getting out of it, but he definitely got arrested for it. And he's gonna do time for that stupid nonsense. Think about it. Like, this dude worked mad hard to be a mayor and just gave it all up for like a random act of stupidity. Like, who even, what goes through your mind? Like, seriously, like I want to hear what really went through this guy's head as he was trying to do this, or like, what does he get out of this? Now that we have the backstory, let's check out the video where he got arrested by the local news who was there to see the whole thing happen during town hall meeting.
Tonight, breaking news out of McDuffie County at 7 o'clock. The mayor of Thomson facing charges after being arrested this afternoon. And this is the mugshot just released about an hour ago of Benji Cranford. He's accused of providing alcohol to an inmate work crew. GBI agents were there waiting for him as a city council meeting wrapped up this afternoon. And we have exclusive video of that arrest right there. Your Sydney Hood was there the moment GBI agents showed up at that meeting this afternoon and took Mayor Cranford away in handcuffs. She has a closer look at what led up to these surprising charges.
Bro, that's gotta be the most exciting day to be a city council member ever. You're going to work thinking it's gonna be the same old pushing papers day, like every day. Next thing you know, the mayor is getting arrested during one of your meetings, bruh. You're immediate. You know, one guy was like texting his wife immediately, like, yo, you would never believe what's happening. The mayor's getting arrested right now. Like, it must have been like the talk of the town so fast. All right, let's get back to the video.
For its story. Now, council members still had some unfinished business they had to take care of before officially adjourning the meeting. The mayor gets up out of his seat, makes his way to the exit whenever an agent from the GBI approaches him, and I heard a little bit of that conversation. That agent told the mayor that he needed to step outside with him. The mayor had a shocked look on his face and proceeded to ask that agent what this was all about whenever that agent escorted him out into the hallway. Now, we didn't think too much into it until we overheard the mayor getting handcuffed by those GBI agents. That's when our cameras started rolling. We were the only ones rolling our cameras as the—
You know how they say like lightning doesn't strike twice? That was probably a random day. They were probably doing some small bill signing for the town, and this is the day the mayor gets arrested. The news was so happy. You know, the producer was so happy. Like, oh my God, we got the best hook of the week.
The GBI agents escorted him out of the government center and put the mayor into a black SUV and took him to the McDuffie County Jail. Now, within the last hour, he has been escorted out of the jail. He did not leave a comment to us whenever we asked, but we were rolling as they escorted him out of the jail. But The city left us a statement saying, as we understand, the charges in this case are not related to Mr. Cranford's duties as an elected official. We do not have a comment. The GBI charged the mayor with furnishing prohibited items to inmates and criminal attempt to commit a felony. Arrest warrants accuse the mayor of giving state prisoners from the Jefferson County Correctional Institution a bottle of liquor. The GBI says on June 6th, the Thomson Police Department requested that the GBI conduct an investigation into the allegation that Cranford gave alcohol to a group of inmates working within the city limits of Thomson. Today, the case...
How did they even figure that it was him? Like, how did they not know it was just a random bottle of liquor? How would they know to put two and two together that the mayor is smuggling alcohol to inmates that are working outside? Like, again, I'm lost on what is there to gain as the mayor giving alcohol to prisoners. Can somebody please tell me? I'm so lost. It's just blowing my mind. What do you get from that?
Grand jury, and then a grand jury arrest warrant was issued for Mayor Cranford. The GBI says Mayor Cranford was booked into the McDuffie County Jail upon his arrest. And like I said, just within the last hour, Mayor Cranford was escorted out of the jail. He did not leave a comment for us as we were rolling our cameras. Now, all these developments have just come within the last couple of hours. We are going to continue following this as new developments come our way, and we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Sydney Hood reporting for us there. Investigators say Cranford, by the way, left a new bottle of gin in a ditch along Cobham Road in the path of that inmate work detail. We're also learning a federal lawsuit filed against Cranford last year was settled earlier this month. That lawsuit alleged C&H, Cranford's asphalt company, failed to complete projects on time, never transferred equipment for use, and didn't give Fidelity and Deposit Company of Maryland access to the company's financial system. Once again, that lawsuit has been dismissed.
Okay, we're going to talk about the lawsuit because I actually have a very funny interview that we're going to watch just to get a live reaction, because you guys got to see what he says and how he approaches a lot of these questions. And you can just kind of see like his demeanor and his behavior, and his quote at the end just wraps this all together in such a beautiful bow. So just bear with me. Watch this.
News 12 first told you the story. We broke it last week or a couple of weeks ago, and Hallie Turner's been trying to sit down with Mayor Benji Cranford to get some answers. She finally got that chance this week. Hallie's live in our newsroom with the latest on this lawsuit against Thomson's new mayor.
Yeah, Richard, anyone who's met Benji Cranford would likely say he's not a man of few words, except maybe when it comes to this lawsuit.
Before we talk about this interview, a quick recap of how we got here. We discovered Benji Cranford, his business, and members of his family were being sued. The newly elected mayor of Thomson boasted his business success during his recent campaign.
I feel like that's what a lot of politicians, at least in my experience, in my years, use what they've done in the past, like my business or something else that they've done, to help them get into office, because it shows like they're reliable, but in reality their businesses were never reliable. So are we really looking into the people we're putting into office with their accountability and reliability? It just seems like a lot of different places keep putting a lot of different people in power that are not trustworthy at all. And we should really base it more on merit. I guess this guy was a little more on merit, but obviously his business was getting sued. He had a federal lawsuit. Base it more on merit and action, because we see how fast people can get corrupt through government businesses, or they can just come in with corruption like in their minds. I'm just thinking about what's happening in New York City right now with our own mayor, Eric Adams, and all the people that's going down.
But the bonding company backing C&H Paving says it's paid out more than $4 million to cover expenses run up by Cranford's business. At C&H Paving's main office, we didn't find Cranford, but found he did call the Thomson police on us.
I sent the police over to you, Lee.
Days later, we tried to catch up with the mayor at a work session, and again at a Thomson City Council meeting where council members had questions of their own regarding town business.
Y'all ready to adjourn the meeting?
No, I have something to say.
You don't have your chance.
No, I can speak, sir. I can speak. Okay.
That brings us to this week. After not showing up for a scheduled interview Tuesday,
That man was trying to end that meeting so fast. Like, we're adjourned, we out of here, right? We out of here. Like, the slate is clean, we're done, no more questions. He knew they was about to hit him with some heat, bro.
the mayor did sit down with us Thursday. We tried again to get his response to the lawsuit.
Anybody can file a law. I could file a lawsuit if I could file a lawsuit against you for aggravating me with this, I probably would. A lawsuit don't mean I'm guilty of anything.
Cranford says the lawsuit has been settled. He pointed to the Thomson newspaper where the lawsuit made front page news with the headline, "Mayor Downplays Legal Woes."
Don't you think you should be able to talk with us about it?
It's easy enough to just read it on that paper.
Cranford's campaign website states at its pinnacle.
This goes back to what I'm saying about accountability and reliability. Like, you need to be able to answer questions and be held accountable for something as big as this. And I don't know about whole you can just give a lawsuit to anybody thing. I think you need to have some kind of proof. You can't just be suing everybody. I know some people think they can, and I know some people tried to, but like, you can't just be falsifying lawsuits constantly. The government will come after you. They've done it to plenty of people before. But you would think the mayor, somebody in power, somebody who needs to have charisma, right? The mayor hopefully has some charisma, can sit down and answer some questions like, no, that lawsuit has nothing to do with this. If he had like 2 or 3 bullet points just to run off, he would have been fine. But now he looks like super hostile and like he doesn't want to even talk about what's happening. But let's get back to it.
Cranford's campaign website states at its pinnacle, his paving company employed nearly 400 individuals, making a significant impact on the local job market.
Not on CNH, it should have been on there. But if it was, no, it ain't no 4. There was 400 employees on the website. I ain't never even looked at that website. Had to look at it and see.
Okay.
That might have been a misprint. 400. Daggone.
The lawsuit says Cranford came into financial troubles during COVID. He has numerous contracts with Georgia Department of Transportation for millions of dollars. We don't know the status of those state projects yet.
Who sent you that? How'd you find that lawsuit?
That's my job.
You ain't doing very good if you can't get the answers. Sorry to say. Not being mean, just being truthful.
At last check, court documents do
Not being mean, just being truthful. She honestly did pretty good. I think she did pretty good with her job and her questioning and whatever's going on. Because obviously he's being hostile towards the interviewer, right? Because he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be questioned about none of this nonsense to him. He's like, he just wants to make his money, get out of whatever lawsuits he's in, and just run the town, and smuggle alcohol to inmates, I guess, by putting it in ditches. But honestly, if he did hire 400 people with his business, that is really good for the town, and I can see why people trusted him in the beginning. So that is a great thing to do. You know, I don't want to shit on the guy. If this is true, if this is 100% true, because I don't know who to believe. I'm very skeptical about everything that I hear nowadays. But if he did, I gotta hand it to him, because that's amazing.
Cranford's attorney, John Bell, says the settlement is a long process, and they're keeping everything confidential until it's complete. As the interview wraps up, Mayor Benji Cranford turns to his own camera person with these words.
God didn't make no assholes, they're all self-made.
He said, God didn't make no assholes. Assholes are self-made. So, is he a self-made asshole? I guess so. He's definitely an asshole for the few things that he did. I don't know if he's an asshole for hiring 400 people, because that does impact the town. But like, every single step after that, he's been asshole-ish or some asshole behavior. So just to wrap up, what are your thoughts on this gin smuggling mayor? What kind of consequences should he face? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, remember to like the video. Also subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Peace.